Time to check in with our sports betting analyst and Las Vegas Golden Knights season ticket holder, Todd Fuhrman, from his palatial estate in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Todd, we're going to start by talking about the big one. Usually we leave the Super Bowl to the end. We're going to get right into it. Last week you said you were actually leaning toward taking the Patriots as 4.5-point underdogs, but you weren't ready to commit. Todd, are you finally ready to commit? Are you ready to go with the Patriots in Super Bowl 60?
You know, Jay, some would say the story of my life is an unwillingness to commit. Just ask my wife how long she had to wait for me to put a ring on it. One that's not nearly as gaudy, though, is what the teams are going to be playing for in Santa Clara this coming weekend. And I made a slight case for the Patriots, as you alluded to last week, and I'm not going to waver from that position. I like the Patriots here plus the points. I'm hoping that there is an opportunity that this number continues to drift out to back a team that I think is coming in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. This New England defense feels completely disrespected given their performance through the 3 games to get them to this juncture of the season. They've really ramped up their blitz rate, and you dig into some of the numbers for Sam Darnold. He struggles when he's got pressure coming down the chute. This Seahawks team has been a phenomenal story all year, and it's been a full career arc for Sam Darnold. But you look at the opponents they faced in the Rams and 49ers, familiar teams with lackluster defenses. I think the Patriots defense makes the difference here, and Drake May reminds everybody why he threw his hat into the ring as a legitimate MVP candidate throughout the regular season.
Well, speaking of MVPs, Drake May and Sam Darnold are your favorites to win the Super Bowl MVP. No surprise there. But if you were going to pick a non-quarterback to win it, Todd, who would you pick?
Well, I think if people are looking to try and make a case for the Seahawks, there is a ton of opportunity and upside with Sam Darnold. I mean, in the past, Jay, we've seen the MVP, at least the quarterback expected to win the MVP for the team that was the favorite in the game, kind of as a proxy for that particular money line, and that's not the case right now with Sam Darnold and our friends at FanDuel. But because I'm taking the New England Patriots, I don't think there's enough meat on the bone for me to back Drake May at right around plus 240. So I'll go further down the odds board and look at a positional player in the backfield for New England in Ramondre Stevenson, right in that 25 to 30 to 1 range. Ramondre Stevenson provides a little bit of a dual threat. He's going to be the bell cow back, most likely for Josh McDaniels' offense. But Ramondre also adds value as a pass catcher, one of his more underappreciated skill set. So if he's able to go for, let's say, 55 rushing yards, 25 to 30 yards through the air, and a couple of touchdowns, he's got the opportunity to do something that James White couldn't do in the Patriots comeback win against the Atlanta Falcons. I'll take the long shot on Ramondre to be the MVP.
Is there an anytime touchdown scorer that you like that maybe is a little bit off the radar, Todd?
Well, I think what's interesting is that the Patriots have a player on their roster named Jack Westover, whose odds were as high as 80 to 1 to be an anytime touchdown scorer when these numbers were set. We've quietly seen that price leak down to 35 to 1. And Jay, this is a guy who's got as many touchdowns as you and me all season long, but we know the Patriots love to get creative and try and install new offensive plays the morning of the big game. But I'll be a little bit more conventional, and I'll go to the tight end position. Hunter Henry gets all the buzz, but Austin Hooper is as grizzled a veteran as you're going to find. If there's a vulnerability with this Seahawks pass defense, it's in the middle of the field, and I think Hooper can be utilized in short yardage. I like his price tag right around 8 to 1 to find pay dirt in the big game.
Now, the Super Bowl, Todd, as you know, it's all about the novelty props. Everyone loves the novelty props. What color will the Gatorade be that's poured on the Super Bowl winning coach? How long will the national anthem be? How many times will we see Stephon Diggs' girlfriend Cardi B on the Super Bowl broadcast? Is there a novelty prop, Todd, that you like the very best?
Well, I keep waiting for your text message to come across with all of your media moles in Hollywood to tell me exactly how long the national anthem is going to be. But at last check, Jay, you hadn't divulged that bit of information. What I will say about that market, though, is we have seen the anthem length tick up about 2.5 to 3 seconds. So something to keep your eye on there should you want to tango with that market. And look, growing up in Chicago, you kind of feel like you have to be impartial to Gatorade in any capacity, knowing how synonymous it was with Michael Jordan's ascent as a member of the Chicago Bulls. So that's always a prop that holds a special place in my heart. And I'll make a slight case for that blue-purple I'm not sure if we can group them together, but I'm going to do it here for argument's sake, to be what we see dumped on the winning team. Because, Jay, you know that the NFL loves nothing more than blue to clash with the all-white New England Patriots uniform when they hoist that Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, I love that blue raspberry. It's a great flavor. Finally, Todd, and I think I already know the answer to this because I know you have great taste in music. How excited are you for the Super Bowl halftime performance by Bad Bunny?
You know, honestly, Jay, I haven't heard anything about the Super Bowl halftime performance down here in the States. No news media outlets are reporting on it. They're not talking about it in the least. But I think the NFL did well by its audience. I mean, this is one of the most decorated artists. We saw at the Grammys over the weekend. I think the performance will be phenomenal. But for somebody who's fully immersed in the game from start to finish, I feel as exhausted after watching 30 minutes of the big game as the players do. So I typically take that opportunity to grab some wings, refresh my beverage, and figure out if there's a betting opportunity that I can make leading into the second half.
Next week, after the Super Bowl is over, Todd and I will dive into the men's Olympic hockey tournament. Canada gets underway next Thursday. I can't wait. Until then, Todd, enjoy the Super Bowl, my friend.
You do the same, Mr. J.